Hey guys, today we are talking about the body paragraph. I think this is the easiest part of the essay to write for sure. I think most people would agree. Some people think introduction is the hardest. Some people think conclusion is the hardest. But I think everyone can kind of agree that body paragraphs are easy because all you're doing is explaining and or telling a story. So remember how if we go back on our thesis, remember, we had our reasons. We listed examples and reasons in our thesis statement for why we believe what we believe. Now, on this, we're just going to, on our body paragraph, you're just going to take those examples or reasons you listed and go super in depth with them. So, life is what you make it. That was one of my reasons and examples. First of all, I would need to explain what that means and ways that you can change your mindset to make your life what you want it to be and how you can pursue that. So you're just going really in depth with that. So if your examples for using your voice, if you say something about voting, dedicate an entire paragraph to talking about the importance of it and how, as an American or someone who lives in a democratic society, that's how we can exercise using our voice and our rights and our freedoms in this country. Okay, so you're just going super in depth on that. This talks about argumentative, so that's not what we're doing, but you're going to start with a topic sentence in your first body paragraph. So if your paragraph is about voting and using that right, you better say something about voting in that first sentence. Remember how on summaries, we went back and read the first sentence of each paragraph, and that was able to make us a good summary because the topic sentences have your main ideas. So you need to have a topic sentence with your main idea in it at the beginning of each paragraph. Then you're going to explain it just like our quote sandwich. You're going to go back and explain what that topic sentence means. And then you're going to support it. Now, you're not going to have the internet on the test where you can Google and look at facts. So you're going to support it with as common knowledge as you can get. Okay, logically speaking, this makes sense because blah, blah, blah. Okay, obviously you're not going to be able to pull out facts, or you're not going to have random facts memorized. And if you do, make sure you know what you're talking about, because if it looks like you made up a fact, they'll count off for that too, because that's just lying. You can't prove that. But you can argue and kind of use things as evidence to support, even though this is non-argumentative and even though you don't have facts, if that makes sense. But you can just kind of prove it with what you're saying. You're going to end the paragraph with a concluding sentence that states the overall significance of the connection. Okay, so don't just end it. Make sure you tie it back to what you're talking about. Always, always, always tie it back to your prompt. And then you're going to use a transition word. So at the beginning of your next paragraph, you're going to say, in addition to, also, next, another reason, something like that, that transition. So it's a smooth, we went from here, now we're talking about this, but we're still linking back to the prompt. It still has everything to do with my thesis, still has everything to do with the prompt. Personally, when I write, I go back after each paragraph and check and make sure that that paragraph has something to do with my thesis statement, because I like to get off, and that was always my biggest critique on my writing, was I never stayed on one topic. And so I mentally had to check myself and go back each time and make sure that stuck to the prompt. So I would like for you to do the same and then submit it on Schoology, submit your completed body paragraphs. Okay, good luck.